In 1600, a group of English merchants received a royal charter from Queen Elizabeth I, establishing a company that would change the course of history. This was the beginning of the East India Company, a trading enterprise that would evolve into an empire, ruling over vast territories in the Indian subcontinent. The East India Company started as a trading body, focused on acquiring spices, silk, cotton, and other valuable commodities from the East. They established trading posts along the Indian coast, from Surat to Calcutta, and quickly secured a monopoly over British trade in the region. But trade was just the beginning. As the company's influence grew, so did its ambitions. To protect their interests, they built fortifications and maintained private armies. The turning point came in 1757 with the Battle of Plassey, where the company's forces, led by Robert Clive, defeated the Nawab of Bengal. This victory marked the beginning of the company's transformation from traders to rulers. Following Plassey, the company expanded its control through a combination of military conquest, diplomacy, and strategic alliances. By the early 19th century, they had subdued major Indian powers like Mysore, the Marathas, and the Sikhs, consolidating their rule over most of the subcontinent. The company's power was unmatched, but it came at a heavy cost. The East India Company didn't just conquer, they governed. They imposed a complex system of administration, with a focus on maximizing revenue. Land taxes were collected with ruthless efficiency, often leaving Indian farmers destitute. The wealth extracted from India fueled Britain's industrial revolution, while millions in India suffered under the company's exploitative policies. The company's rule wasn't just political and economic, it also had a profound cultural impact. English education was promoted, and British laws were enforced, often clashing with local traditions and customs. These changes sparked resistance, both violent and non-violent, as Indians began to push back against foreign domination. The simmering discontent finally exploded in 1857, with a massive uprising known as the Indian Rebellion or the First War of Independence. What began as a mutiny by Indian soldiers, or sepoys, quickly spread into a widespread revolt. The rebellion was eventually suppressed, but it sent shockwaves through the British establishment, leading to the end of the East India Company's rule. In 1858, following the suppression of the rebellion, the British Crown took direct control of India, marking the end of the East India Company. The company, which had once been the most powerful corporation in the world, was dissolved. But its legacy lived on, as India entered a new phase of colonial rule under the British Raj. The East India Company's rule over the subcontinent left deep scars, but it also set the stage for 1. India's eventual struggle for independence. As we look back, we remember the lessons of this history and the resilience of a nation that overcame colonial domination to forge its own destiny.